a massive milkshake. Like, it came out. I was like, this kid is not going to drink this pink milkshake.
It's half milkshake at this point.
Like, it was very, like, fluoro pink. Like, not the type of thing you should be putting a liter of into your body. Like,
milkshake.
and just playing this solo, feeling queasy as after, like, quite a big night. And just, like... Next thing you know, this kid just goes like that. I'm like, sorry, that's not good for podcast. Puts their hand over their mouth. And then I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. And then they like kind of took their hand away and just like a liter of like fluoro vom just like in their hands over their plate. And I was like,
starts eating it
so,
again.
Yeah. This kid was like obviously very embarrassed, just like didn't know what to do. Like got like a liter of milky pink like liquid coming out of their body. And, like, because I was hungover, I was like queasy and like just smelt it, and I was like gagging trying to play this song.
Oh dear Lord.
I'm like,
Just like, kid, hold your hands up. We're gonna top up.
The best of times don't handle vom well. Like, just one of those people with a like, oh shit. But yeah, this kid just went for it, and then.
Ooh, welcome to the worst gig of my life. We chat with musicians, bands, and comedians about the worst gigs they've ever played. This week we have IEY, also known as Vinnie Russell. From wedding fights, carnival gigs, vomit, and mouse catching, this episode is truly bizarre. This episode contains bad language, so don't even think about listening or watching if you're an impressionable young child. Enjoy the show.
Sure. Where should I don't know where to start. Where do you want me to start? What's that?
As a boy?
As a boy. Yeah, oh, actually.
But right at the start.
That does. Yeah. When I was a fresh 18-year-old baby, there's a pretty good story.
Lay it on us.
I was chuffed. I got flown up to Darwin to play at a wedding, like, people getting married.
Yeah.
And then so I was stoked on getting flown to a different city for a gig. And then so just pumped. It was like set in a really nice spot, like on a deck at a surf club in Darwin, looking out over this beautiful beach. There was actually I think reportedly a pagan ceremony happening at the beach at that time, but that's got nothing to do with the story. Just trying to...
Pagan.
Well, that's what someone at the wedding said. But after you hear the story, I don't know whether that will make you doubt the credibility or not.
Do you not like pagans?
I don't know really much about it,
just
but it was just
context.
a funny...
Let's not disrespect the pagan.
No.
We got a big pagan audience.
I've done it again. But just, yeah, it was a ceremony that I'd not seen before, which was cool. And then, anyway, at the gig, we played some tunes for the preamble at the reception. That was going well. And then kind of got whispers from different groups in the audience that the dad of the bride at this wedding wasn't a very nice guy. And then he came and chatted to us later and fully believed it. Anyway, later on we played like a set, everything was chill. Then we played another set, and I think we were playing a Simon and Garfunkel tune. What's that?
Hello, darkness, my old...
Oh, that would have been appropriate. But
The Sound of Silence.
No, it wasn't Sound of
Is that the same
Silence.
song?
It was like Mrs. Robertson, right? I was like, here's to you, Mrs.
Yeah.
Robertson. Yeah. Yeah, we were playing well. And then the all of a sudden, before you know it, we're playing like on this like deck and with a big open glass window behind us, and before you know it, just a body comes shattering through the glass, and like glass is going everywhere, and there's just this guy on the floor being pushed through a window by one of the... And it was the bride's brother got pushed through a window by one of the groomsmen because the groomsman had said too loudly while the brother of the bride had said too loudly while the groomsman was around something about the bride's dad being mean.
Did he use a bad word.
Yeah, I think you might have. Anyway,
C.
so like this person's really cut up, like just got pushed through a window, and we're like ripping into a chorus of Mrs. Robinson or something, and we just stopped flat, obviously, because there's a lot of blood and glass around, and then like a bit of like everyone was shocked, and there was a bit of like yelling and stuff, and then this person's like real cut up, and I was like, oh, I should probably like go and assess that, and then the bride's mum comes over and goes, keep going.
Paying you to play music, not first day. Get back up there.
And I was so great. I was like, when you say back to when I was a boy, I was like fresh 18, just like in Darwin for this gig, and there's like blood everywhere, and I'm just like, you have to keep playing this song. Why
The worst song for
Yeah.
it. So sweet.
Yeah, it was quite. Yeah.
Did you get up and keep playing?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we did. We're just like, where should we go from? We're just like, just take it from that chorus again. Yeah. So that was a good introduction into the world of playing at weddings, which was nice. Yeah, but I've had some other bad gigs. If you want.
Yeah.
Lay it on us.
Where should I head to? What's a theme I should head to? 19.
19.
Yeah, that came to mind too. 19. Oh, there was, so I play I've been into in the last few years playing a lot of bluegrass music, like playing it and I play mandolin in a bunch of bands that like someone saw me in one of the bands and asked if I could do a duo for some dude's like reception. He just got back from England after a long time or something, and they were really trying to ham up the like bluegrass country thing.
We'll edit that out. That's alright. Don't worry
Keep
about
that in.
Sorry, Nate. I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy it's you right now.
We'll fix it up in post.
No, yeah, everything can be fixed by post. It's
You did nuts things with technology these
I
days.
have a master.
This is all
honestly.
This is all staying in.
I'm
so-
lost.
Damn it, respect me. Bluegrass.
Yeah, bluegrass. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just like saw me playing mandolin and was like, great, that's like country, that'll fit in the theme of this event. And like I was like sent a lot of like very specific emails being like, no, bluegrass isn't just like country, right? There's a set like repertoire that gets played in. It's not just there's a difference between bluegrass and a different like between country. And they were like, yeah, we just want bluegrass music. I was like, okay. So me and a mate went to this event. It was like hour and a half out of Melbourne, and like got there, and it was like a carnival, like just the most bizarre setup. They had this like massive property, and there was just like jumping castles set up. There was importantly like a petting zoo with like Shetland ponies and stuff set up.
Was this for adults or
Yeah,
children?
well, it was for adults, and presumably they could bring their children. Yeah. And then so there's just like random shit. There was like rides, and there was like food trucks and stuff, and then they'd set up this stage made of hay bales for us to naturally worked great for the hay fever, and then like we played on that hay bale, and like we should have known, like as soon as we started, people were coming up and asking for like wagon wheel and stuff, and we're like, oh, we're not really here to play that. We didn't think it was that kind of then like it'd be like play horses. Like, oh no, we're just here to play some bluegrass. Like we're just gonna keep playing songs about trains and stuff. And then anyway, it just got worse and worse. Like we had to play 2 sets, and then someone like we played our second song, and someone was like, oh, we're gonna do speeches now. We're like, okay, so we just packed up for a while, and speeches didn't start for another hour. It's just like one of those kind of times where you're like, what am I doing?
Is this it?
Is this it? Yeah. And then anyway, after the speeches, they were like, oh yeah, can you play this like particular song that they'd liked? And then so we played that, and then they're like, oh, we're just gonna have a little break for the snake show. It was just the most bizarre, like, this dude's obviously come back from England after some time, and they're just trying to, like, ham up Australia being, like, country, which is, like, bizarre that they wanted bluegrass, which is not, like, it's American music. Anyway, so the snake show happened, and then we played for a little bit longer, and we're like, does this count as 2 sets? We've played, like, 5 songs so far, but we've been here for, like, 2 hours. Like, what's... And then, so we played a bit more, and then that's when shit really went down at this, like, carnival show. It was, like, the petting zoo people were, like, over one side, and then they're like, we're gonna do the whip cracking exhibition now.
Oh, I love whip cracking so much.
Which, yeah, I like, it's cool to watch, but, like, the petting zoo person, like, they started doing that, especially the petting zoo person was, like, yelling, like, I didn't know about this, and all these, like, tiny horses are, like, freaking out. Like, so they're like, we're just standing in the background on this hay bale stage, and there's, like, someone yelling about their petting zoo animals while someone's cracking a whip with, like, always, like, a token, like, lapel mic going on, and they're running through the different, like, whip styles and the different, like, techniques, and then, like, doing a song like Old MacDonald Had a Farm, but, like, the rhythm to that, like crack 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 crack.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then just, like, bizarre, and then just, like, it got more and more tense, and I think, like, after that, the petting zoo person was, like, trying to like, was confronting the people who organized it, and, like, as quickly as you can with, like, a bunch of, like, petting zoo animals stormed off, like, after the whip cracking exhibition.
2 hours later.
Bailed out. Yeah. Like, after they, like, desaddled all these, like, tiny horses and, like, you know, got there. And put them into their, like, novelty trailer. Yeah. Yeah, and then we played, like, 2 more songs, and they had, like, and like, we're just gonna put on the iPod now. Oh,
okay.
So I've had a great music career.
Yeah, stepping stones.
Yeah. So that was it, really, and then we got out of there real quickly, and then but it's funny. Gigs like that always, like, happen to be, like, the most ridiculously well paid.
Oh,
It's
really?
like, yeah, like, I could pay a month's rent just from
Well,
that.
they can afford the snakes and the whip
Yeah, I know.
It's really high budget.
Had I have known about, like, the carnival setup there, I would have upped the price, you know? Like,
Imagine they're in, like, their estate, like, we've got a musician, what's that, $4,000?
Yeah.
Is that reasonable? I don't know, give it to him.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy how it's like a month's rent done there, but then, like, you slog away trying to, like, play original music, and, like, you're, like, $3,000 in debt in no time. Like, yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's really...
good. It's fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's what
Love
we do it for, yeah. That's why we're in the game. Yeah. Which, yeah, how are the stories so far? They, like...
I don't want you to feel self-conscious
I
about your
really
stories.
liked that.
Oh,
I
it's good
personally
stories.
I really like whip cracking stories. I think they're really funny.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really like the most country things you can think of, I think, are funny. I was going to say, because I'm not going to interrupt you whilst you're being actually recorded. We can edit this shit out. But I was going to say
You
about
can't
the time
edit it, yeah. It's all
my...
fine.
Fuck. No, one time my sisters, like, had to go back to my dad's. They were, like, had a visitation. They had to go back to, like, regional Vic. And they were, like, 10. But they were, like, little, really young girls, and they went away for, like, a week, and we were like, oh, okay, like, my sisters are going away for a bit, we'll see what happens when they come back. And they came back, and they both had whips, and we were, like, in suburban Melbourne, and my twin, like, little blonde, tiny sisters are both, like, cracking whips, and, like, in the middle of Melbourne, and people are walking past, like, these kids are fucked, like, sitting there, like,
Just buy them 2 lapel mics, and they can make some good money out of it.
Fucking hell, it was terrifying. It's the most bogan thing I've ever seen. It's like in the front yard. Like,
Just been to the country.
Who says Australia doesn't have culture?
that's culture. I'm proud.
Oh,
Delicious.
Yeah.
I think whip cracking's really
Cracking.
funny.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. No, the stories are good. Just tell whatever you
No
want.
other music ones.
Or whatever
Just,
you want.
if
Just
you've got any other
anyone.
whip cracking and snake stories, that's where we want to take this podcast.
I think that's a good direction for it.
Yeah,
And I'm very conscious that this is called the worst gig of my life.
yeah.
Gigs.
Yeah, gigs,
plural.
like, we
You
can
put
just
an S in
kinda
wherever you
mash
want.
all
So,
these.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
just
yeah.
keep going. This is like front to back. It's just all going in.
Yeah, great. Awesome.
No, it's all staying in.
That's at the top of the show.
Just the opening.
Thank you, Nate.
Shout
no
out
such
to my
thing as
boy
bad
Nate.
Nate's the sound guy.
Yeah.
Over there.
He's doing a stellar job.
That's our boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Before we derail this even more,
Oh
let's
yeah,
get
sure.
back onto some stories.
Well, the petting zoo story reminded me of this story. I was actually sitting in this very garage, one Saturday night, and had a big time. We were just drinking some light beers. I think we shared like 2 or 3 light beers, and it was fantastic. Anyway, I got home at some uncivil hour, and then the next day I had to go out to a pub to play another bluegrass duo gig, but this time was at a pub where they knew what we played and we could just play bluegrass. I just might have overdone the light beers the night before, and is this a bird going? Just go for it. I reckon just let it.
It's okay, I just let it out real silent. I was like holding my throat, like continue. Like it's,
and so anyway, I got to this gig and I was real rough, like feeling kind of like nauseous.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. It happens. And then so we started playing this gig. And I was playing like crap. Like felt pretty bad for the person I was playing with is like the most meticulously organized. Like we'll have known a gig was coming up and practice diligently for it. So apologies here publicly because I was just playing like not so good, and then like we played one set and there was kind of like there were people there. It wasn't a huge kind of gig, but then when we got up to play the second set, there was just like one main like family sitting along this front table, and like it was like a tiny courtyard, so like we were like crammed up in one corner, and then there was like the 2 people sitting close to us, which was these kids. And we got through like I was playing like a solo or something, and then like this kid had been like chugging away, like it was a massive milkshake, like it came out. I was like, this kid is not gonna drink this pink milkshake.
It's half milkshake at this point.
Like it was very like fluoro pink, like not the type of thing you should be putting a liter of into your body. Like and just playing this solo, feeling queasy as after like quite a big night, and just like next thing you know, this kid just goes like that. I'm like, sorry, that's not good for podcast. Puts their hand over their mouth, and then I was like, oh, that doesn't look good. And then they like kind of took their hand away, and just like a liter of like fluoro vom just like in their hands over their plate. And I was like,
starts eating it
so
again.
yeah, this kid was like obviously very embarrassed, just like didn't know what to do. Like got like a liter of milky pink like liquid coming out of their body. And, like, because I was hungover, I was like queasy and like just smelt it, and I was like gagging trying to play this song.
Oh, dear Lord.
I'm like,
Just like, kid, hold your hands
Yeah.
out. We got a top up.
at the best of times don't handle vom well. Like just one of those people with a butt like, oh shit. But yeah, this kid just went for it, and then like their parents are coming over with like little serviettes. Like, what's that gonna do?
Put it in like with the hands. Get some more.
Yeah. It's just vom, but a worse texture.
Just throw the whole kid out at that point. It's done. Just get a new one.
Oh shit. And then so this is happening, and while this happens, like after like we just kept playing, and while this is bringing back some very like vivid memory. And then so I wasn't feeling too crash hot, but while this is happening, another lady in the audience that had come to watch us had spotted a mouse in the restaurant, and like so in the courtyard area. So they were like they'd gone into the kitchen while this was unfolding to get like a plastic Tupperware container, and we're trying to trap this mouse. And like it kind of, so like while the cleanup happened, the next chapter started where you've got lady trying to trap a mouse. I'm like, well, it's just a mouse. Like, what are you really like? You trying to kill it or like? Anyway, so that happens, and like just like and then it'd come close to other people and she'd get them to stand up, and then just trying to catch that mouse over there and trap it, and then so that kind of the mouse disappeared and died down. So like a few songs later, it all starts up again. It's like, there's the mouse, and then
Everyone's looking for it. Yeah.
And then it came close to the stage, and then so this lady was like very loudly explaining that it was a native mouse. I was like, oh, it's a native, native mouse.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it was just kind of like one of those times where I just could reflect on what a good career I've had to get me in that place right then.
It's all panning out.
Yeah. Oh, but the mouse never did get caught.
Caught?
Yep.
Yeah, so the yeah, I hope it's okay. I'm sure it's happy.
It's probably okay.
Yeah, I think so. It's good to catch the native mice.
What's she gonna do with it?
I don't know. This is like, I don't know the end
What's
game.
she gonna do? Is she a mouse expert? Is she gonna raise it and it's where it should be?
Yeah, I just think that maybe it was like this mouse might get caught or like eat rat sack or something, given it's a restaurant, and then anyway.
Hope this lady's listening to this. You're a fool.
Fuck you, lady.
No, she was.
I'm sure she's nice.
Yes, she's lovely. It's just one of those times where, given the background of what had just happened, I wasn't too enthused about like the animal rescue side of it.
Yeah, if the girl hadn't vomited, I'm sure it would have been less distracting.
Perhaps not. Yeah, and that's another one of my great gigs, best gigs of my life.
Best gigs?
Yeah.
No, I want the worst gigs.
Oh, wow, the
Yeah,
worst
that's
gigs.
not what we
No, sorry, it's confusing. I know. We should change the name.
This one time on tour, lots of people came to a show. We sold lots of albums, and it was great.
No, I want the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But yeah, I think that's like a selection of bad gigs that I've had. I could bring out my phone and perhaps look at them. I sent you a message.
Rude.
Oh, that's no.
Bring out my phone and just.
Have you written anything down?
Bad gig stories I could tell. What's the thing that I said?
I think you mentioned vomit, mouse, fight. I'm not sure if there was a fourth.
Snakes.
Snakes. Yeah, no, I think that's the stories that I had in mind.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah, you can tell from what we've covered that I've.
They're
really
good. They're pretty spicy.
Yeah,
And
nice.
Thank you for sharing them with us.
No,
That was the special moment that the three of us shared, and indeed, everyone that
Thanks.
listens to this podcast can share in too.
Yeah, nice.
I'm so sorry for talking.
Isn't that
So,
kind of the
This
gig?
is Izzy's last week. This is Izzy's last
This is
week
my
on
last
the podcast.
week. I'm out.
Yeah. She's
Made
done.
a fool of myself. Very
No.
sorry.
So, Vinny, as a shot of redemption, you're going to play a
Yes.
song for us.
Yes,
What song will you be playing?
I'm gonna play a song of my own called "Gun Dog."
Gun Dog.
Can you play
Yeah.
horses?
I could probably give you a chorus. Gun
It's definitely Izzy's last week. Gun Dog, what's it about?
It's about a good friend of mine that just recently came into my life. I think you get it through the lyrics. But very special friend of mine, and yeah, they were actually quite sick recently. They ate a sock, and they
Oh no.
didn't they've eaten a few socks in their time, so
Oh.
Buy less tasty socks would be my suggestion.
yeah, well, I think it's just the foot odor that really makes it a good sock or a bad sock. Anyway, so yeah, I wrote a tune about my dog, so that's the one I want
That's
to play.
beautiful.
Well, we can wait and see. We'll see.
Hell yeah, Gun Dog coming up.
Always waiting, always true. Sometimes patient, waiting for you. Velvet falling
all across your face. Start out rushing, then we drop the pace. I'm sorry if I let you down when you always return to me. 'Cause even when I'm not around, it's not that I don't want to be. 'Cause you're a gun dog running in the sun. You're a gun dog running in the sun. A gun dog running in the sun. A gun dog running in the sun. Earls don't deserve you, my precious friend. Come back always, then we start again. I often wonder if I deserve this all. Just know I'd come back if ever you should call. I'm sorry if I let you down, you always return to me. 'Cause even when I'm not around, it's not that I don't want to be. 'Cause you're a gun dog running in the sun. 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 Gun dog running in the sun. A gun dog running in the sun. A gun dog running in the sun. Always patient, always true. Sometimes patient, waiting for you.
Electric in the air! Woo! Yeah, get it! So I didn't hit record.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You're gonna have to go from the top. Yeah. Really.
That's a really nice song.
Oh, thanks,
I really
man.
like that.
Thank you.
It's really abstract about what it's about.
Yeah, totally.
No, that's fucking really nice. I really enjoyed that.
Thanks.
That was enjoyable.
Horses.
Awesome.
And that's it. Thanks for listening. Coming up next week is Nightlight, a talented duo from the northern suburbs of Melbourne. If you enjoyed this, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or whichever podcast platform you're listening from. See you next week.